Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Cities Skylines Mass Transit. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because today, I'm a little bit ill. I've got a bad back, because I spent 4 hours yesterday building a desk. I've got a headache, bit of a sore throat, and yeah, I'm just not having a great day. Not a great day, so I do hope that you are having a better day than I am at the moment. But of course, the show must go on, and despite there not being a video yesterday, thus, contradicting that statement, the show must go on. Today, I would quite like to begin by focusing on some aesthetics. But of course, we are back here in the wonderful city of Nerdshire. We have $3 million, 52,510 people, a bit of demand for everything, but this island right here is what took the interest of many people last episode. A lot of you commented saying, put the Statue of Liberty on this island, put something out there, have it accessible only through ferry. And you know what? I actually think that's a really good idea. I think having this island accessible only via ferry is really cool, but I'd like to go one step further. I'd like to have it accessible via two means. I would like to be able to get to this island via cable car. I think that would be really cool as well. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to have it accessible via cable car and via ferry. So what we'll do is get ourselves a little ferry stop, and I think I want to throw it like there, basically. So it's going to be on that side of the island. I could throw it there, which might actually be kind of interesting. I think I will actually. I'll put it there. Because I think that'll be a little more accessible, maybe a little bit easier to get to. Let's just go ahead and actually get this to curve out and connect up to the other ferry line there. And this is sort of going to go a little bit parallel to that one for a while. I think I'd like this to be accessible from in there, possibly. I know that's unnecessary. Well, maybe. I don't know, maybe down there and up there. I want to skip that ferry stop. I don't want to put too many ferries on the one bit. So we'll have them sort of merge there. Just because I can, really. That's pretty much it. So we'll have them start down there. I think that'll be good. So, oh, you know what would be an idea? Upgrading this to have the ferry pier. Because that would mean that we can technically have more than just the one boat docking there. And I think that'd be a really good idea. So let's give that a shot. Let's bulldoze all of this and see if we can... oh, that's a high school. Totally forgot about that. Let's just move you to that spot. And let's see if we can get the ferry pier just in there. Space already occupied by the ferry pathway. So if we remove that for a second, the ferry pier can actually go in there. It looks pretty good, too. So ferry pier is going to go there. Then that's going to connect like so. And the stops are actually going to be super difficult to move by the looks of it. So, I mean, if we do that, that doesn't really... Okay, we might have to get rid of the ferry line for a moment. So that's going to go away. That's fine. What we'll then do is go from there to there and to there. And then we'll bring it back the way we did before. It's going to be the same type of ferry line going to there. Then we're going to have a new line that goes from there to whatever the island's going to be called. And I think I do want it to go to there, even only as a temporary thing. We might bring it just around there at some point. Then back and to there. So that's two different ferry lines. The second one, I think, is going to be... We'll make it orange. We'll make the first one a nice sort of green color, maybe pink. We'll go for a bright sort of pink on that first ferry line. So there we go. They're going to be very distinct. You're going to be able to see them, no problem. And it's going to look great. So that's two new ferry lines. What is this road called? William Webb Street. Fair enough. Well, that's not what the island's going to be called. And that street might get renamed at some point. But what I want to do is I want to bring this road down to about there. And I want to go that way a little bit. And that way a little bit. That's kind of central, and what I'm thinking we do is we put the Statue of Industry out here. Because I think that looks cool. I really do. I really like the Statue of Industry. It is one of my, favorite statues in the game. I know that's a very specific thing to have a favorite thing of, but it is one of my favorite statues in the game. I'm also going to go ahead and do this, and that, and apparently I can't connect that up because it doesn't go far enough. All right, let's see if we can make that work. No. All right, well, can I turn this around so it faces that way so that we actually have the sun on it? There we go. So we're going to do that. I don't really know why this doesn't work. That's kind of weird. It looks like it absolutely should. Can I bring that over any further? I can do that. But that leaves us with a really weird gap on the side of it there, and I don't like that. Let me bulldoze that for a second. So this needed to go to... Oh, I think I know what's going on. So that goes there. Bulldoze you. We bring this down in line with that and across. And then the statue fits there perfectly. There we go. That's what I want to see. So the Statue of Industry, or whatever it was, I think looks really nice there. I'm going to put some grass-lined roads around it. I'm actually going to go one-way roads around this. Not that we need, you know, roads out here, technically, because no one should be driving, but it's City Skylines. It's kind of the only choice we have. So that looks good. I do really like that. I think it looks quite nice. I would like to see about getting the cable cars in here, though. So end of the line cable car stop needs to be there, basically. It could be over there, but I think we'll just chuck it there. So end of the line cable car stop. We want to take the cable cars across the water, like that, which is fine. And I guess bulldoze those buildings for a second and put another end of the line cable car stop right there. And let's see if we can make this work. We absolutely can. Perfect. Can I bulldoze those two for a second and just directly connect to there? I can. Beautiful. Look at that. We got a little cable car going across the city. Can I just directly connect those two? Oh, I can. Oh, that's so good. That's so good right there. I'm so happy with that. Let me bring a little pedestrian path just down in there so we can nicely, you know, divide the cable car thing from everything else. And it might be an idea to get rid of that bit of zoning as well. And maybe you as well. Oh, no. Well, yeah, we'll get rid of all of those too. That looks really cool, though. I'm so pleased with that. I am so pleased with that. Okay. Okay. Well, these guys are going to need water. So, let's run some pipes under there and over towards the city so that they have water. In terms of power, I'm actually sort of eyeing up this, the wave power plant, because it can generate 0 to 20 megawatts, and I can't imagine this island's going to need much more than that. So, that'll produce like 19 there. And that should be all that island needs. So it has its own little power source just off the coast, which I think is absolutely beautiful. So that is now working. Basically, that island is now fully functional, and I think that's really, really... There's people! Oh, people actually came out to it! Even though some of them are just getting the cable car to the boat, people are actually coming out to the stat. That's so cool, man. That is so cool. Can we get, like, other parks out here? We could put a biodome if we wanted to. We've got the giant... what is that? The vertical farms. What else have we got, though? I mean... We have things like fishing tours, which we could do. We have the jet ski rental, the marina. See, we can throw the marina there, but it doesn't have a road connection. It's also way too tall. Yeah, man, that's really, really cool. I'm so pleased with that. Beach volleyball courts. I don't think those are the kind of parks we want to go for. Maybe like that just there to attract a couple of people. I don't know. Oh, there's a car. Someone actually brought their car on the boat, I guess. I guess that kind of makes sense. That is a thing you can do. Maybe we'll put some parking lots out here. Just in case people do decide to arrive via car. Not that that's recommended or anything, but, you know, they might want to. Let's turn off the grid alignment for a second so I can just do this kind of thing. Like that. And that kind of thing. There we go. I know that doesn't look perfect, but that'll be okay. I think at this point, all we need... Oh, it doesn't have water. Are we... Oh, wow. Oh, I'm assuming a power plant's on fire. Or are we just... Oh, we are just out of... Hold up. Oh, it's out of oil. It hasn't gotten oil delivery. 2 of my power plants are straight up out of oil. Oh, that's a major problem. Okay. Can we, by chance, get oil to the power plants? I mean, we desperately need it. We do desperately need it. There is an oil truck looking thing there, but it didn't make a delivery to the power plant. Good. Really good. So the entire city is without power and thus without water. A lot of buildings are getting abandoned because of this. Oh, no, I think the problem's solved. Yeah, a lot of buildings over here got abandoned because of that. I think I might need to, pay a little bit more attention. Oh, no, they still don't have water. Are we out of water? Ah, water availability is not good to start with. Okay. Right. Let me go ahead and get another one of these guys just over by this lot. I know that's very close to, where people are living, but I'll move them eventually. Sewage treatment could be better as well. Let's just get a bit more sewage treatment over here if we can. I think that'd be nice. I could throw it there, which I think I will do. It does obviously interrupt the power lines though, so let me just try and move those. Also, I know I said today we'd be focusing on education. I still want to get back to that. I know I'm not currently doing it, but that is a plan. I want to deal with some of the education issues that we've been having. A lot of you have been keen to point out that education is slightly lacking in the city, so I would like to fix that. But I just want to finish this island real quick. That's all I want to do here. Oh wow, so many people on the boat. No one got off of it, but quite a few people going for the boat, which I'm quite okay with. So let me go ahead then and get some trees in here just to make this area look all that bit nicer. So bring some trees sort of around the lower part of the island here. Let me go for a big tree. Big tree? Decent sized tree. So yeah, some trees there, a couple of bushes just in there to make it look a little bit more alive. Isn't there a... No, there's not a bigger bush. That must be another map. Get a tree there and maybe a tree there as well. So that looks all right. All right, let's finish the island real quick. Well, I do think that looks nice and simple, if I do say so myself, but we are running into a slight problem with this particular island. That problem being that garbage can't be collected, dead bodies can't be collected, crime can't be prevented, medical care can't be applied, and fires can't be put out. So, unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to connect this to the city via a road. Now, I'm not gonna go ahead and build a bridge. I think a bridge would be a pretty terrible idea. What I am gonna do, though, is just go for a two-way highway that will go from, like, there, if I turn on grid and road guidelines, and just go underground, basically. So, it's gonna go underground, and it's basically going to, be a connection back to the city. And I'm not really, you know, I'm not really keen on the whole underground tunnel to the city thing. It's not really something I wanted here, but it is just, it's the way it is, really. It has to happen. We need it. So it's gonna have to come back like that. It's gonna go under there. It is pretty steep as far as tunnels go. I want it to come back up over there. And the connection, I just want it to be sort of not immediately obvious, because it's not really, let's say it's not canon or something like that. It's not actually like supposed to be there. So we're just gonna do that. And we're just going to turn that whole thing into a... Oh, I just turned a road into a two-way highway. That's not what I wanted. I'm just going to turn... Oh, God. What did I just turned an avenue into a two-way highway? Good job, me. I'm just going to turn the whole thing into the two-way highway. So it's a really quick road. And let's hope that not too much traffic opts to use it, because it's kind of beside the point. But I guess we'll see. Now this road here was supposed to be grass-lined. Now I just bulldozed it. That's exactly what I kind of didn't want to do. So bring that up and go to about there, I think it was. We'll get some zoning back onto that stretch of road just there, and the rest of it should be fine. So yeah, we got the Franklin Tunnel taking you out to here. Not a big fan, but that should provide garbage coverage, death care, all that stuff that we definitely need for this particular island. And it should keep things relatively busy, but I think what I will do is see if I can just make the tunnel look a little bit better. You know, build up some rocks around it, make it look like it's sort of blended in a little bit. Because if there's one thing it currently isn't, that is at all blended into the terrain over here. There we go. I think that looks okay. It's simple, but effective. We've got a garbage truck, couple of garbage trucks coming out here actually, which is beautiful news. I mean, yeah, people are going to want to drive to the island, but we should still see a few people use the boats. We're definitely seeing a decent number. We do have people using the cable cars as well, which is amazing news. So happy to see that. So there we go. That is, you know, whatever that island is. I guess what we can do is have you guys in the comments go ahead and suggest names for it. I think that'd be really cool. We're also about to pass 60,000 people, which means we're going to get another tile, which is amazing news. We do have a few people around here that are sick, though, so I'm wondering, yeah, healthcare availability isn't amazing. Let me go ahead and throw a hospital in here. So just there, place a hospital, and then a couple of my little parking lots just down there, because I think that looks really cool, to be honest. Oh my god! Wow! That's a lot of ambulances! You know what might be an idea? Since we have this little park here, let me do a little one-way system. So, turn it that way, go that way, then bring this down and then across that way. So just a little one-way loop going around that park, and maybe, just maybe we'll do it as grass-lined as well, so that, why can I not upgrade this? So that, people aren't going to be parking on that road. Which should make things a little bit easier for ambulances coming and going, which is exactly what we want. So that should bring healthcare availability up a little bit. It could be better. Definitely could be better. I think maybe a little medical clinic up this way would be a good idea, just to knock healthcare up a little bit more. In terms of fire coverage, it is lacking over this way, so let me throw a station just there. In terms of policing, jail availability is actually pretty bad, so maybe it's time to throw one of those in. But I think what I might do instead, I mean, capacity is 135, detained criminals 110. So I don't know what this stat necessarily means, but I don't know if that's, I don't think it's good, is what I'm getting at. I don't think I'll bother throwing a full prison in yet, though. I think what I'll do is throw a full-on police station just at that corner for the time being. Just to increase things a little bit there. Now let's get to education. As you can see, the city is definitely lacking in the education department. So what I want to do is I want to throw a little elementary school just in there, because I think that's going to be a good spot. And I think I am going to invest in elementary education for the city, and I think I'm not going to bother trying to make them look nice. I'm just going to place them so that we get the best possible coverage. And we're a metropolis! Oh, we've got planes. We can make an airport. That has me excited. That has me very excited. I'm thinking up here, it could be a really cool place for an airport. Or like up here. But definitely near the highway. I think that's going to be really important. So we've got good green coverage in most of this area. Over here is actually lacking a little bit, so let's do that. To increase the elementary coverage there. We'll do the same up there. We'll go for the same in here. And that definitely gives us a nice band of green there for elementary education. Up this way, very similar story. We're going to place one just there. Over here is pretty rough as well. I think I'm going to put one in the middle. Just about there. And 3,300 is the current capacity, 5,431 people eligible. Down here is definitely lacking as well. Over here a little bit too, for sure. So go ahead and throw that in there. Definitely going to be hurting the population a little bit as I place these schools around, but it is going to be totally worth it once we get that population educated. Gotta get some of that book learning into the Sims. That's what we gotta do. Also, can I just... I said the Sims. I know what people are gonna say. It's not... They're not called Sims. It's Sims with a C. And it's a really common thing in City Skylines to refer to the citizens as Sims. Just C-I-M-S rather than S-I-M-S, alright? It's a common thing, and, you know what I mean anyway when I say The Sims, alright? So you, Mr. Man with your keyboard, writing that YouTube comment, maybe reconsider. Maybe take a moment and go, you know what? I got what it meant anyway, and it's really not that important. And if you're going to continue writing a comment, then write a comment on the fact that I had to go into that much detail on something that simply wasn't important. All right? Deal? Good. Glad we had this talk. High school availability is going to be an interesting one as well. High schools are 560 per week, 24,000 up front, but have a capacity of 1,000 each. So technically we need like 7 more of these to get up to, you know, full capacity. We're going to need like maybe 10 high schools. So let me throw a high school there. And let me do a little pathway around this. I know I said I wasn't going to go for aesthetics, but when we have the potential of having like a little, you know, tiny 1x1 building, I want to try and not do that. So 1 high school with really good coverage. Let's go for another one there. Let's go for 1 down here. And let's see how we're looking. So capacity is up to 7,000 currently. It might be an idea to throw a 3rd one into this particular area. And possibly also do a little... Let's move that along, actually, so it's just on the avenue there, I think. It might be a good idea to get a 3rd one in this area for the simple reason that there's a lot of people that actually live in this area. And it's going to be a good idea to make sure that they can all go to school should they wish to do so. I probably will want to throw in a bit of... a district somewhere that has the schools out policy. Otherwise, we're going to run into the issue where all of the Sims are educated and not wanting to work industry. And if that happens, we run into a pretty major problem. Now, electricity is proving to be a problem. Are we out of fuel? I don't think that's the case. We do have nuclear power as an option. I do think nuclear power could be a really good option as well, because it generates 640 megawatts, so 2 of those. 8,000 per week. I mean, 16,000 per week is what it would be in total. But we probably wouldn't need another power plant for a very long time. So I do think a nuclear plant, maybe there, possibly, if we just throw one in that spot and... No, we can't do one over there, can we? Okay. What about a nuclear plant? Say... There... Well, I kind of want to get them in between some roads, to be honest. I think that'd look better. So bulldoze that road. Bulldoze that road. And we'll throw the nuclear plants just... there. And there. And that is going to be... some serious power generation per week. A serious hit on our income. Also, actually, I increased the power budget, didn't I? So we're actually spending more, I think. Yeah, I did increase the power budget. So we are spending more than default. So we probably can afford to go ahead and get rid of a few of the old power plants. We're definitely not going to need those. Those are generating 800 each because of that increased budget. So that's going to be lovely. Let's bulldoze you and bulldoze you. And that'll save us a little bit of money. We're still generating a lot of power. And it is cleaner than oil as well. Nuclear power is actually quite clean. It's only when it goes horrendously wrong that it becomes very, very unclean, if you catch my drift. That is a common misconception, though. Like, people are, oh, nuclear power. So, I mean, it's very expensive to build, and it's not the cleanest in the build process, but... yeah, the only time nuclear power becomes unsafe for the environment is when something goes wrong. Yeah, because when nuclear power goes wrong, it goes very, very wrong. Yeah, looking at you, Chernobyl. Speaking of Chernobyl, I would love to visit, and this is so weird. Some people, if you don't know, you can visit the Chernobyl site. And I believe the city of Pripyat is what it's called nearby. There was a mission in Call of Duty 4 set there, and it was eerie. But I've seen pictures and I've seen videos, And if you don't know, Chernobyl, the Chernobyl disaster was a nuclear power plant that had a meltdown. The thing exploded, basically. And Pripyat was a city that was built nearby, I believe, with the intention of supporting the power plant. And that city was evacuated. The entire city, I think it was like 40, 50,000 people were gone in a day. It was pretty much a day or two they had to get out. So basically, it is a city that still exists. It just hasn't been populated by anyone in, I think, 40, 50 years at this point. I don't remember exactly what it is, but yeah, it's just being reclaimed by nature and reclaimed by animals, and I would love to visit that kind of place because that sounds super interesting to me, and you can, and I might do it one day. But, you know, story time aside, I realized this isn't actually connected to anything. I've just noticed that. Totally forgot to actually connect this. So really well done there, me. Can I, like, get this to connect? There we go. That looks alright. Let's just put some shops down there, I think. So something a bit like that. Should look okay. And that'll finally let this place get serviced by, well, services. As for the island, it is still relatively popular. This thing's getting 126 passengers per week. This is getting 41. So yeah, it is. They are getting use, and that actually makes me really, really happy. Like, really happy that this is actually being used. Because I didn't know if it would, but no, that is pretty cool. The tunnel's also not that busy, which is really good. That is really, really good. Can I go ahead and upgrade this to be grass line? Because I want to make sure no one's parking on the roads. Obviously, I can't do anything with that bit, but as much as possible, I want people to use my parking lots because it just looks cool. But man, I'm really happy with that little island. I really am. And yeah, I do encourage you to go ahead and suggest names for it in the comments below. The island has the Statue of Industry on it. We got Raymond Cooper Street. We got William Webb Street. So if you want to go with like William Webb Island or Raymond Cooper Island or like Industry Island or something, that's entirely cool. But if you see a name for the island that you agree with in the comments, also go ahead and like thumbs up that comment so it goes further up. So it, you know, if the most voted one is there, I'll go with that. We'll see. Anyway, I think I want to go ahead and, well, for one, buy another tile. So that one just there. And then we have one more to get just over there. And that's fine by me. But what I want to do is, I think, fill up into this space just a little bit, because we do have some demand for commercial and industrial. So, well, I could fill down here as well with a bit more industrial zone, but I think I'll go up here and do some offices and some commercial and have this sort of be a little commerce district. I think that could be kind of nice. So, let's bring that up to about there. And let's see if I can... What kind of gap are we looking at there? That looks like about 2 units between the train track and the zoning. So would it be something like that? That looks very similar, actually. That looks very, very close. So if we bring that to there, I should be able to get a very similar curve going here. Yeah, that looks really good, actually. Quite pleased with that. So then what we'll do is just bring this road straight up here. And we have a nice little square space for some zoning. In fact, we'll connect that up as well. And that looks pretty good to me. Can I, by chance, bring that road under there? I can. That road can go under there. And that gives us room for some zoning, which I am more than happy for. Okay, okay. Let's continue this road over there. This road over there. And this one across like that. As for this space, I think we'll just do some standard little square stuff there. Maybe get rid of that road. Well, maybe not get rid of that road. Maybe we'll just keep that one. There we go. And I think we'll continue that road down there a little bit. Just like that. But I like that. It's really simple, but it does the job. Let's see. How's the... so high school capacity is... I mean, coverage in this area is good, but I think I will throw another high school in here. Just because I might as well. So a little high school can go there. And what I'll do is throw some parking lots behind it, because, you know, I can. In fact, maybe I'll bring a little road along there and throw another little parking lot there with some trees in front of it. So just like one big tree. I like it. I do. I think that's quite cool. So that's some good high school coverage there. Universities are definitely lacking. We could actually throw one there. You know what? I will. I will throw a university there with more parking lots. Okay. That's kind of cool to see. I'm very tempted to just throw an elementary school in here at this point because why not? Very tempted indeed, and I think I will. Let's just get like a little education trifecta going on there. So something a little bit like that, I think will be. I think that's gonna be a really good addition to that particular area. And then what we'll do is surround that with some commercial zoning. So just something a bit like this. In fact, maybe surrounding it with offices would be better, so the buildings are a bit smaller. Let's give that a shot. So D-zone all of that. Do offices instead. Just directly around it. So like there, and there, and there as well. Then the rest of that can be commercial. So all of that is just commercial zoning right around this little center for the education. And I think that'll be really cool. I really, really do. I'm quite happy with that little space. So bring that over to there. This can go up to about that point. Sort of like that. And that can go straight through there. All right. I am very happy with that. We also have the train line going around behind it. That train line's probably going to end up going up towards the airport, wherever it is I decide to build that. I am still eyeing up this space here because I think that's about the perfect size to sort of go into some detail on an airport. I think that'd be really nice to have just this little, like, it's not an island, but it's kind of like an island. In fact, you know what we're going to do? We're going to turn that into an island. And the island, that's where we're going to build the airport. I've decided. I have spoken. And that's right there is where the airport is going to be. So we'll go ahead and just connect that through. Soil availability is a bit of a problem. We're going to need to fill somewhere in a little bit. I'm not quite sure where. I mean, I could throw an island in there. We could, you know what? Let's just find a dumping ground. Over here, that lake sort of runs into a waterfall. Let me just raise the terrain a little bit around here. So we have like a little kind of valley thing there, pushing the water through down towards that waterfall. And that'll get rid of a lot of the soil that we have just lying around as well, which I think will be really good. So just sort of do that thing to get rid of all the soil. I will go ahead and just slightly lower that so it is a bit more like rapids than a waterfall, but that looks kind of cool to me. So where were we? We were lowering the terrain over here. So just lower through there and open that up. Just like so. And that's going to let the water flow through into this particular lake. What I then want to do is somehow go through and remove all of these trees so I can, you know, nicely go ahead and just turn this into, like I said, its own little island. And I think that'll be really cool. I really do think that's going to look really cool, having the airport on an island connected really only via the highway. I really do think the highway connection is going to be the way to go on this. Especially if we can make the airport actually busy, which I don't think I've ever successfully done in City Skylines, so it could be a first time for that. We shall certainly see. Let me bring the strength of that brush up a little bit. And let's just get the one sort of straight path through there. And then just make it a bit more rough so it looks a little bit more natural. So something a bit like that. A little bit like that as well. Just roughen it up on the sides, you know? Make it look a little bit less pristine and all that. So some little cutaways like that. Little cutaways like that and like that. And I think that looks alright. I think that looks pretty cool to me. So there we go. Airport Island, ready to go ahead. I'm actually super excited to give that a go, to be honest. But ladies and gentlemen, I reckon I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm quite happy with what we've done here with the island. I'm quite happy that we have Airport Island ready to go at some point. I do have some trees to take out of the water. I'll do that eventually. We have one more tile to get. That's going to happen in another 12,000 citizens. But for the most part, I am super happy with the progress we're making on this city. We do at some point need to dedicate some time to sorting traffic, because it is still a pretty major issue over here. It is still flowing pretty poorly. I am thinking, though, it could be an idea to go ahead and upgrade this little road at least, because I've just noticed that is still a road, that is still just a 2-lane road. So upgrading that, even just to there, might help things a little bit. I guess we'll see. But a lot of this traffic is still sitting in the leftmost lane, so a lot of it is just going straight on or to the left. A lot of it is going straight on, really. We can have a look. I keep forgetting that I don't have to guess about where it's going. Oh, wow, yeah. So, trucks. Most of it's trucks, and a lot of it is just crossing the city. So, what that tells me is... Well, in theory, here's what I'm thinking in theory. My theory is that we have pretty good up and down movement in the city. You know, it's all done in the highways. Yes, there's a lot of tailbacks, and yes, that's mostly to do with the fact that these intersections are really, really close together. There's not a lot of room for traffic to move in here. But, what I'm thinking is that we really just need ways to go from left to right. We don't have that yet, especially since there is actually quite a lot of commercial zoning all the way over here. There's a lot of it. We only have industrial space over here on the left side of the city. That all has to cross over to this side to deliver goods. So what might be an idea is to maybe throw an industrial space up by the airport, and I think I will, so that industrial traffic, you know, maybe up at this end of the island, airport down here. We do some industrial space, and it can come down into the city and make deliveries from this side. That might lighten the load on these industrial spaces and make this traffic flow a little bit better, because not as much of it is crossing the city. That might work, but we'll see. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it there for today, so thank you kind of for watching. This has been City Skylines Mass Transit Part 12, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!